Hello, everyone. This is going to be our third lesson in the Ch.8&9 series, and this one's going to be all about air pollution and understanding about what pollution is and different sources of air pollution. So let's just jump right into it. So, what is a pollutant? What is pollution? It can be any substance that contaminates the environment. So, and then of course that kind of begs the question, well, what's a contaminant? Right? It's any substance that is, lowering the quality of or destroying the quality of a natural resource. So, air quality, water quality, or soil quality. Right? So, a pollutant is decreasing the quality of the air, water, or soil. And pollutants, that's where they go. Those are the three places that a pollutant can go: the air, water, and soil. There are two types of pollution sources. So again, this is not necessarily for air pollution. This can be for any pollution, water or soil pollution as well. There's something called point and non-point pollution sources. And it's kind of what it sounds like. A point source pollution is coming from one location. So like, for instance, this factory. This factory is giving off smoke from essentially one location. There are like 4 smokestacks, but essentially it's a single location and it spreads from that location. Non-point source pollution is coming from many different places. So, for instance, cars. There are lots of cars all over the United States. They're all giving off pollution. That's a non-point source pollution. Right? It's coming from many places at once. These are the 3, types of pollution you can get, or the different places where it can come from. You can have natural pollution. That's a real thing. Volcanoes, wildfires. That gives off a natural pollution. You can have what's called area pollution from livestock or fertilizers that we put on the soil from cities. It's area pollution. Stationary pollution, meaning the pollution is coming from a location that doesn't move. And of course, mobile pollution. Cars, trucks, buses, motorcycles, even airplanes are terrible because they're injecting the pollution right into the high atmosphere. So yeah, that's kind of a chart there. We have 4 different major sources of air pollution, and this is classified through the United States National Park Service. That's one state agent or federal agency that that oversees our pollution. Okay. Air pollution especially moves by the wind. So it could be a forest fire, it could be a city that's polluting. The winds, and it could be local winds, it could be the global winds, push that pollution around and can bring it to other places. So just because there's pollution in one place, in one country, that doesn't mean it's only affecting that country. It actually could be ruining the air quality of another location. These are the sources of air pollution. You can see what is causing most of our air pollution, and it's industries, chemical plants, burning fossil fuels, electricity generation, maybe some kind of factory or something, an industry, maybe a paper mill. I know making paper is very damaging to the environment. And of course, transportation. When we burn fossil fuels, buses, trains, cars, 3/4 of our pollution comes from just basically 2 places. All right, so smog. New York City does have some smog, but for the most part, because of air quality laws, we don't really see the smog that we used to see, say, 30 or 40 or 50 years ago. Smog is basically a chemical reaction that occurs between sunlight and gases that are in the air. And it can irritate the lungs, it can cause respiratory diseases, In fact, smog can be attributed to over 20 million deaths worldwide. Air pollution is a lot more serious than anyone might think. New York City is pretty air. We're pretty good about air pollution, but still, it can definitely still be an issue. And of course, the best way to reduce smog is to carpool. Get lots of people in one car and go someplace. But the absolute best way is use public transportation. Get on a subway, get on a bus. Don't drive by yourself to a location. Do your best to use public transportation. All right, let's just kind of change gears here. This is a review from 7th grade about acids and bases, because we have to understand this before we can go on to the next concept. So an acid is something with a pH that is lower than 7. So 1 through 6 is considered an acid, or even a 0. A basic is 8 and higher, and water, which we need to live, that is a neutral 7. Okay, so when we say acid rain, we just mean rain that has a pH of less than 5.6. And it forms when rain mixes with air pollution. Now, believe it or not, all rain is slightly acidic. All rain is a bit acidic. But acid rain, again, it has to have a much lower pH, and it can harm trees. It can cause fish kills in the water. The only way to get rid of acid rain is just to remove the pollution from the air, turn off the factories, and then the acid rain will go away. All right, other types of air pollution, greenhouse gases that are released into the air, and what those gases do is they trap the heat that is trying to leave the earth. All right, and by trapping that heat, the earth warms up. So that's what global warming is, right? Global warming is just the earth is increasing in temperature because there are more heat trapping gases, greenhouse gases. All right, this is a chart showing here. It's plotting CO2. That's a type of greenhouse gas, and it's showing temperature going up as well. So carbon dioxide goes up, temperature goes up. All right, and one of the last ones here we'll talk about is ozone depletion. So air pollution can lead to the depletion of the ozone layer. The ozone layer protects the earth, plants, and people and animals from dangerous radiation from the sun. The air pollution gets into the high atmosphere and breaks apart a gas in the atmosphere called ozone, and ozone protects us. So the ozone depleting chemicals eat away the O3, the ozone, and that causes more radiation to leak through. It causes increase in sunburns, increases in skin cancer, things like that. All right, that's it for a lesson on air pollution. There's a Google form to fill out. That's your assignment for the day, and I will see you all tomorrow.